Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Pete Gray here, along with Rock Cod Rick Maxa in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup. Hey, we have a couple of great guests. Rosie and Jeff Flowers from Cedros Sportfishing talking about one of the happiest places on earth.
Absolutely.
I'd say happier than Disneyland, in my opinion.
No doubt, I'm happier. We're having a great time talking fishing at such a great spot. And Pete, I think you paid it such a great compliment when you came. You were talking at the beginning of the show, and you just passed over. You came back from your great bass fishing trip at Picachos, and you said it was almost like being at at Cedros Sportfishing, and it really is. Like that's the mark. You guys are the level that we compare things to, and it's such a high level, and we just love it. It's such a beautiful spot. And we're talking about that beautiful spot for another hour here. If you want to join us on Let's Talk Hookup, we're having a great time here this morning talking Cedros Sport Fishing. Give us a call at 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090 is a phone number. They're all packed full right now, but lots of opportunities for you to get through in the second hour. Or you can send us a text. Texting the show, again, hugely popular on Let's Talk Hookup. The only way to do that is through the Let's Talk Hookup app, which is a free download. And when you send your text message in, make sure you include that contact info, because if you win that big prize at the end of today's show, we want to make sure to get it to you. And speaking of that great prize, one lucky caller or texter is going to win a full day trip on board the San Diego from C4 Sport Fishing, and you're going to get 2 tickets to the PCS show at the OC Fairgrounds in Costa Mesa coming up here real soon, March 7th through the 10th.
Yeah.
How about that, man?
Yeah,
it
that's
is right around the corner.
That's going to be an amazing show, and I know you will be there, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of the San Diego, you just showed us a picture of you and Jeff. I mean, you should put that on your social media. That is, you guys used to ride the San Diego.
Jeff used to work the San Diego.
Used to work on the San Diego with Captain Bob Williams.
Absolutely, Bobby.
Yeah, and the legend himself. Yeah. And that picture, how old is that picture? 40 years old?
It's that picture was probably taken in 79.
Wow.
79, 80.
Wow. Yeah,
that's cool.
Wait, we're not that old, so how could that be?
Yeah, right?
How is that possible?
Isn't that crazy?
You guys were like high school sweethearts.
Yep, absolutely.
And you've been together ever since.
Yep.
That is so cool.
That's awesome, you guys.
Really
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, time for the catch report.
Yeah, speaking of great fishing, let's find out what's biting out there, because it is time for our fishdope.com report. We want to remind you, man, the best quality, easy in and out, low prices. It's Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. Pull up to the expanded Summit Gasoline and get those low gas prices for diesel, for your car, truck, or for your trailer boat. Now they can accommodate 24 cars and trucks to fuel at the same time. Plus, they have 12 diesel pumps. The bistro is full of all the things that you need for a great day on the water. Plus, you can get 100 pounds of free ice with a 35-gallon fill. Say hi to Martha and the friendly staff at Summit Gasoline. Free ice for Let's Talk Hookup listeners, and always the lowest prices at the San Diego Sports Arena. We're going to start it off with our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge is on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Ricky, Pete, Rosie, Jeff. You guys are having way too much fun over there today.
No doubt, buddy.
That's awesome. So, I got to tell you, after all this rugged weather we've had this whole month, man, I just love that beautiful day we had yesterday. Almost 80 degrees, balmy, flat, calm offshore.
Wow. So
nice. The dogwood trees are loaded with flowers, but they're about 2 weeks late this year, so I don't know what that means. But definitely a couple weeks late, but they're ready to come down, and man, it feels like springtime. I love it. But we did have that storm earlier in the week, another 2 inches plus here at Huntington Beach, and but not too much wind, which was what we were counting on, and that's what materialized. If you guys did get out here this past couple days, and still surprisingly good bass fishing, local water on the horseshoes held up pretty darn well through the weather, even with all the runoffs and a little bit of wind there. But still about 60 degrees and clean enough. Not clean, but clean enough. And that horseshoe, it's a long stretch of hard bottom that comes kind of southeast from Point Furman for a number of miles. And there's a lot of rocks and hard bottom. There's, some small spots, and there's some great big ones on there. And the spots there on the east end here recently is where some of that better bass fishing has been. And you want to learn that area. It's all in my book, 2 and 20 Fathoms. Wrote a whole book about how to fish all that stuff. But that bass fishing is, it's just been amazingly good all winter here so far. And while I'm talking bass, I do want to mention this. One of our customers was in yesterday, showing me some pictures of some really good grade sand bass and calico bass that caught while kayaking inside the breakwater, fishing the structure in around the harbor up there and the oil islands, but fishing crankbaits. And even with that rain we had, it just didn't wash out even that inner harbor area. So those bass are biting. Nice catch, Salty. Nice going. Nice pictures. Thanks for showing me that. Now, as the Catalina, specifically as those Catalina sea bass, did not hear too much this week. The last really good catch I know of was a little over a week old now, but they had some good ones, let me tell you. But there's some nice schools around, and some of those schools include some really big ones. So with this nice weather we got in a full moon cycle, and guys getting out and about, I imagine Catalina and Clementi are probably going to be producing some fish this weekend. Of course, we'll be here in about another day or two. So we'll have that for you next weekend. But, man, in terms of fishing those sea bass, like I mentioned last week there, you got to be intentional if you want to catch those things more than occasionally. And I got to tell you guys, with the good grade of fish that we've seen at Catalina and Clementi both already this year, you've got to have your tackle perfect. For fishing that stuff, 30s light, 40s probably about perfect, especially if on the bait grounds, not too close to the structure. You get close to the structure, that's where maybe 40 and even 50 sometimes comes into play because there's so much of that good grade fish around. But we'll talk a little more about that next week. I bet we got some good reports from the guys that I know are out looking around right now. So That's this week's report, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Nice weather and time to go fishing, and of course fishdope.com, that's your source for the best fishing information, 7/24, 365 days a week. Fishdope has it all for you. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HookupNow, lowercase, no space. HookupNow is your $30 code. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, Pete, we're in 9th and Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger by the Chevron station, and the phone number is 714-840-4262. The website, PacificEdgeTackle.com. And we're soon to have some pictures of our new baby bait tank. We've got the newest member of the teardrop family coming out. He's only 28 gallons for you guys with the smaller boats there. But I got to look at some of it yesterday. And it's going to be the coolest little tank. I can't wait to have
That's
the first
rad.
one.
That's awesome.
Days, yeah.
Best bait tanks in the world,
No
Pacific
doubt about
Edge.
that.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
You got it. We'll see you guys. Thanks.
See you, Mark.
Hey, while we're waiting for Marcos at C4 Sport, that guy at C4 Sport Fishing.
Yeah,
We're
where San Diego runs out of.
I'm going to talk a little bit about our trip to Lake
let's hear it.
Picachos. Went with the gang from ECBT and Dana Landing, and Ron Lane from Fast Lane Kayaks was there. Tommy P, of course, went. And just a fabulous time. Corey Sandin was my fishing partner, and I learned so much from that guy. Guy's just like a wizard.
Best,
He's a
dude.
wizard.
He's the wizard.
Yeah, and so much fun to be with, too. But I got to say something about, I've been to several lodges, and Anglers Inn was the original one I went down. There was the original one down at Lake El Salto, and they have a big lodge at Lake El Salto. But this lodge at Lake Picachos only has 10 rooms, and it's run by Jose, who ran the lodge at El Salto for many, many years. And the quality of the operation is beyond belief. Everything is taken care of. Like I was talking about the laundry, the food is phenomenal. I could go through the menu, but it would just make you hungry. And it was all super high quality food, and the service was unreal. Every single guide that we had, everybody caught just tons of fish, thousands of fish. I think Bernard had a counter, and I think he and Patrick G caught 390 fish in 3.5 days of fishing.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody goes, oh, Lake Picachos is just full of small fish. Yeah, it's got a lot of small fish, but it also has a lot of 2 to 5 pounders in there. I'd say the majority of the fish that we caught were 2 to 5 pounds. And the first day Corey and I had 130 fish, and I can't even count how many 3 to 5 pounders that we had.
Really?
It's
That's
that
so
good.
cool.
And you can catch them on so many different ways down there. I'm kind of letting a secret out of the bag because I don't really want it. Because one of the things I like about it is there's not a lot of pressure on the lake, right? There still was net. The nets were in when we were there. A lot of nets, but they didn't obviously didn't interfere with the fishing. But I can't say enough about from start to finish the operation at Anglers Inn. From the time you work with the people at the booking office there, everybody that because I coordinated the trip with Steve. And everybody at the Anglers Inn office in Texas, and as well as all the people, the staff was just beyond belief there. I have a fabulous masseuse there, by the way.
Nice.
I sampled that a little bit, and that was great. And the food, the operation, the just the experience at Anglers Inn, highly recommend it.
That's awesome, man.
It's a good spot to go to for sure.
I dig it.
So yeah, and you want to catch a lot of fish. I'm not a bass fisherman. I go once a year. I'm just not into bass fishing. It's not my thing because I'm not
into bass fishing at home.
At home, because I'm not a geek about all the different things you need to do to catch bass in Southern California. But down there, I love it.
You like yanking and cranking?
Super fun. Yeah, I even caught one on the fly rod.
That's cool.
That's
cool.
I took my fly rod.
Language.
Yeah, and I took my fly rod, and I didn't get a lot of opportunity to fish it because the guide really wasn't that. Oh, Pedro, you don't want to fish that fly rod. Come on. I finally got in a good bite, and I pulled it out and caught one. So
that's cool.
I was like, okay, I'll put it away. All right,
a streamer, a popper. What'd you get?
It was a streamer, on a sinking line.
Cool.
Yeah, but I wanted to. Popper fishing was not great. We did catch quite a few fish on the popper. First day, Corey absolutely schooled everybody. It was like unbelievable how good. And then yesterday morning, before we left, we had a decent popper bite too.
You know what the hot popper was?
It was real small, little, like I don't know what the.
Got it.
You have to ask Corey.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask Corey. Got it.
It's like little, just some little popper, right? And don't even think about fishing anything less than 20-pound Seagar fluorocarbon gold. You don't fish light. I mean 20 is like the lightest you go there.
Right.
So because you're going to bite it. But one thing I did learn from Corey that I will do next time is when you're fishing. See, this is how bad I am at bass fishing. I didn't realize that it's way better to fish like a full spool of fluorocarbon, like 20-pound fluorocarbon on the jig that you're using for the deep crank.
Oh, sure.
The deep and shallow crank. Deep crank especially. I had no idea. I pulled so many hooks because I was using Spectra Tide, doing the standard short top shot. And but he said, no, next time fill it with like Tatsu or something like that, 20-pound, and you'll catch. You won't lose as many fish, and you'll catch a lot more fish.
Big thing with the crank too is that's one of the few things where like a crankbait specific rod makes a big difference.
Got to have that.
So many of the bass rods bend very similar and vary the same and relatively fast taper, but crankbait. A true crankbait rod is such a slow taper, and it's a very it's a very technique specific thing. It's one of the few ones where it's like, all right, if you're going to crank, you got to have a crankbait rod to do it with.
And catching a fish on a crankbait is so much fun because it's like it's like a calico bass.
So cool.
It's like fishing plastic on calico bass. It's like this violent, aggressive hit. And oh my God,
that's so cool, Pete.
Yeah.
Right
So
good.
Anyway, Anglers Inn,
good trip.
Either at Lake El Salto or Lake Picachos. Great operation.
How fun. Yeah. Well, the phone lines are absolutely packed, and our buddy Marcos from C4 Sportfishing is standing by. We're going to continue with that catch report and talk to Marcos. What's going on, Marcos? How's things going on at Seaforth?
Well, we've actually got some nice weather the last few days, so it's been a kind of change from early in the week there where that rain and wind kind of wiped us out a bit. Don't have a lot to talk about on the half day. New Seaforth did get out a couple days ago, and what we've been seeing, good white fishing, sculpin, calico bass, a little bit in there. They are actually running bird trips Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We've got that bird watching festival in town, and they come out every year, so it's a nice little change for the guys on the boat there to go out and see those guys. And as dedicated as a lot of fishermen are to their hobby, those guys are pretty good at what they do also. So a little change there.
Oh, you perked Ricky's eyes out. He can't wait to jump on one of those charters, right?
Get out your camera.
Landing.
We're not talking about seagulls. You see plenty of seagulls, but there's other stuff out there to see too.
Yes, indeed.
The one thing we do have to talk about, the Pacific Voyager actually got out on a 2.5-day trip last week, went down the coast, and they came back with some yellowtail. Nice. Some pretty good fishing on there. They had 21 yellowtail in that 18 to 25 pound range, so pretty good fishing there. The Tribute, got out on their day and a half last night. They're out there. We tried to get a hold of Mike this morning. We figured if he had anything, he'd call you guys first like he always does. Kind of steals my thunder there, but haven't heard from him yet. Hopefully they're going to get into some of that. And the Tribute actually through March and April will be running these weekend day and a half, leaving Friday night fishing Saturday, coming back Sunday. Starting in May, he'll also be running weekday trips, I believe, leaving Tuesday, fishing Wednesday, Thursday, and I think some one days on Friday he's got scattered in there. So definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Full schedule up there for those half-day trips. The Tribute, they're, like I said, they're scheduled. They're March, April, May. Actually, I think they're scheduled, I believe, out in September now. So, and like we talked about, don't wait too long. They're actually through October, I'm looking here. Don't wait too long on those. We know as soon as fishing gets started, those trips disappear really fast. So if you know you're going to go fishing, get ahead of the game there and make some reservations now. The Aztec has some trips up there also. The San Diego has their trip scheduled starting in May. He'll be running those full day offshore, so again, don't wait too long on those. And if you want to meet some of these guys, talk to them in person, we will be at the PCS show coming up, not this upcoming week, but the following week, the 7th to the 10th. The Seaforth will be there, booths 171, 172. And word on the street is Lindsay from the Polaris Supreme will be there on Saturday. So if you want to talk to her, maybe get on the waiting list, talk about upcoming trips. That's tough to do. Those trips go really quickly. You can go up there, meet the guys, talk about fishing, maybe buy some gear while you're there, and get ready for what's hopefully, if the last 5-6 years here have been an indication, a great fishing season coming up.
Good call, Marcos. You guys always do such a good job at the shows of having all the captains up there to say hi to everybody, and it's always fun to see the guys and talk about trips and plan for the future. So it'll be fun to see everybody up there at the PCS show.
Absolutely, and if you don't want to wait that long and you want to talk to us in person before then, you're always welcome to come down and visit us in person. Check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Like I said, the full schedule's up there. Got half days. We got some full days coming up. We got those day and a half. We got some 2 days mixed in there. Come down to the landing, say hi. Check out the new restaurant next door, Charlie's Landing. They've got some really good food over there, nice variety, and they're not quite up to full operating hours yet. As soon as we get back to those early half days, they'll be open early. So just another option for you guys when you come down fishing to get some food before you get on the boat there. And we're here. We're waiting for you guys.
Marcos. You always got all the good info. Appreciate that as always. Thanks for keeping us up to date, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
Thanks, Marcos. All right, that's going to wrap up our Catch Report today. Sponsored by Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you can get the premier processing experience. You can check out the brand new and easier online system to book your processing orders for your long-range trips. Now with the addition of the new team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest customer service. Stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and make your reservation today.
Yeah, phones are absolutely packed. They want to talk to Rosie and Jeff, so let's jump into it.
You are not kidding. Since the beginning of the show, too.
Yeah,
let's talk.
Popular.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk to John, who's calling from Escondido this morning. Hi, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
I guess John fell asleep on us.
Let's
talk to Leo in San Diego. Hi, Leo.
What's up, Leo?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great. That's a first.
Second.
Second?
Yeah, 30 years. That's number 2. Yeah, that's number 2. What's up, Leo?
Yeah, I heard you talking about Cedros. I went there about 10 years ago, and I was wondering, I'm really happy to hear that they improved the fish processing area. That's great. What about the pongas in the shade situation? Being out there when it's 100 degrees in the sun, did they improve the shade out there on the pongas? I know they had one that had shade, but all the rest were naked. So I was just wondering about that.
That shade it's a two-edged sword.
Exactly.
I know the ponga, or actually it wasn't a ponga, the skiff you were actually talking about, and that skiff with the bimini top had rocket launchers off the back where the rods were, and it did not make for a good casting experience.
Exactly.
So we got rid of that one, and we do have 2 pongas that do have like the little shade top, but I'll be honest with you, there's no rocket launchers on those now, and we tend to find that they just get in the way. So what we've been doing is telling people, hey, wear your big brimmed hat.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I've never been down there where it's been 100 degrees. We're normally
Maybe on the island.
Maybe on the island.
Yeah.
But out on the water, we're usually like maybe low 80s at the most.
Yeah.
And we got a nice breeze going. But we want you to have a great fishing experience. And so with that, it's like, it's better to not have anything in the way of casting that surface iron. So that's where we have gone.
Always going to be
that
give and
one.
take, and you gave on the fishing side of it.
Yeah, we gave on the fishing side of it, and all of our pongas are super pongas. They're 28 to 31, 32 feet. There's ample room on those pongas to move around, and make sure that you want to cast. Well, you're going to have the space to cast.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. 213-432-1090. Been full all morning. There's your shot to get through. You have a great text, huh?
I thought so too, for sure. Something we haven't really covered. It says, good morning. We all know the ponga fishing at Cedros is amazing, but can you talk a little bit about the beach and shore fishing when we're not out on the water? Do we need to bring our own surf fishing gear? Is there anything provided? I hope to make it down soon. That's all from Corey and Escondido.
Okay, Corey and Escondido. I will talk about part of it. I'm going to throw the other half over to Jeff. And, we do suggest that you bring your own gear because, first of all, you bought it because you liked it and you know how to use your own gear. We do have some loaner gear down there and some rent rod stuff available down there, but it may not be something that you might be used to using. So we do suggest that you bring your own tackle and gear. And Jeff, I'm gonna put you on the shore fishing because you're so good at that.
Well, there isn't really any surf fishing unless you go.
Surf.
Yeah, it's on the lee side of the island. There isn't any sand on the beach. It's all cobblestone. So, walk with a pair of tennis shoes or maybe even a pair of boots or something that you can get wet. I highly suggest if you don't feel you're going to get enough fishing in from 6 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon and a few cocktails and some appetizers when you get back, that yes, take a lightweight inshore rod. I have something that Ricky turned me on to. It's a little Shimano rod and reel combo with a 150 on it. And I use that in I guess what you would call the lapping swell up onto the beach. And a little 1 ounce torpedo sinker, kind of a little dropper loop setup with a little small swim bait. You don't even know, just tie it on like a shrimp fly and throw it out 20 feet and just drag it along the bottom. And we've had huge success catching legal halibut.
Like a modified drop shot type rig.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Keeps you above the cobblestone, but still in the strike zone.
Yes.
That's a good call, Jeff.
Yeah, and it's amazing how shallow those halibut are. You'll get 90% of your bites within 5 feet of the
5 feet of the shore.
Shoreline. Yeah.
Now, one of our trips, I believe this is the trip 2 that Let's Talk Hookup is sponsoring to Cedros Sportfishing. Bill Varney's going to host it. And so I guarantee you Bill will be dragging the sand, so we'll probably get some good information from Bill while he's down there about surf fishing, right?
Yeah, that's just, that's obviously up his alley.
Yeah.
He's going to have a blast. I talked to him a little bit at both of the Bart Hall shows, and I told him, please get down there. And Lodge 2 doesn't have the stairs that goes down, okay? And Lodge 1 does. But we still suggest that you tell your host or hostess. A lot of times they're more than happy to drive you down to shore fish. A lot of guys still want to walk down from Lodge 1 and
so
great.
can you walk from Lodge 2 to Lodge 1 and then use the stairs?
Absolutely, you can.
How many stairs, Jeff?
Too many.
Yeah, I agree.
Too many for Jeff.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of
It's
stairs.
like 99 or 100 steps.
Yeah. Enough that I haven't done it. I can do that much.
Hey, I have another great text here, and this is from Ron in North County. Good morning, everyone. What is the best month to fish Cedros sport fishing, and what is your favorite month to fish? Also, is October a good month?
Oh, gosh, Jeff loves October.
October is the best month everywhere.
Well,
right?
you know what? Not only is it great fishing, but the variety of fish that you can catch, because you can throw tuna, dorado, and wahoo into the mix. So you got a little bit of everything. Now, we fish from the end of May right now to the end of October. We used to go into November, and the fishing was great. But now that we have 2 lodges, we've condensed the schedule. And, I've got a lot of guys that are retired. That doesn't matter when they go, but I still have a lot of people that want to take family and kids. And so having that condensed schedule for when they're out of school works out really well from us. So from May to end of October is our fishing season, and it works out good for us. You could fish there year round, but sometimes we get into some of those other months, maybe the wind might blow a day or two, and we don't want you to miss out on anything. So that's why we do, what we do on those months. Let's see, what was the other part of that question that he had asked?
I think you covered it.
Yeah, you got it.
I think I covered everything.
You got it all. Like everything, you always cover everything. Hey, Bart Hall's online. Good morning, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
Hey, Pete, and good morning, Rick, and good morning, Rosie and her husband.
Yeah.
Good morning, Bart.
Sorry, Jeff, I've heard that phrase so much in my life.
Oh, yeah, good old RH.
I just wanted to say how much, every time I would walk by the Cedros booth at the shows, I put a smile on my face. I mean, Rosie and Jeff just have a great attitude. They connect with people, as you can hear on the show. It's wonderful, and I just really appreciated having both of you there, and it was nice to see you, nice to hear you on the radio. And Pete, one other thing. I am such an idiot because I was supposed to get you a boat show commercial this week. I thought I did, but I didn't. So, enough.
So the Bart Hall Boat Show is coming up. It's
the largest boat show I've ever produced. It's the largest boat show in California. There's more boats there than I've ever seen at a show in California. And most dealers, I think there's 2 dealers that aren't there from Central California to the Mexican border. And it's going to be great. You could bill me for this, by the way.
Come on, Bart. Seriously?
Anyhow, yeah, it's going to be
So when is it?
Well, it's next weekend. It's March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Okay, so a week from this weekend. So it's Friday through Sunday at Pomona Fairgrounds?
Yeah. And we're not even through there's people calling us all day yesterday. I expect all day today. We added a very large customer even yesterday. I mean,
that's
I don't
awesome,
know.
Bart.
Life of its own. Yeah, so it's going to be really good. Boats, only boats. It's just boats and accessories, but
what a huge boat show.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's got the fishing boats, the pontoon boats, the family boats, the inflatable boats. It's got the high performance boats. It's got race boats. We have some of the fastest boats on earth at this show. It's
wow.
Just amazing.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. In Pomona.
In Pomona, yeah. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just a 3-day show. 12 to 8:30 on Friday, 10 to 8:30 on Saturday, and 10 to 5 on Sunday. And but we're going to miss Rosie and Jeff being there.
Well, thanks, Bart.
That made me smile.
Well, thank you. We had such a great time at both of your shows and had fabulous spots, and everyone
booked a lot of people.
And we did. We booked a lot of people, so thank you so much.
Thanks, Bart.
You must know somebody.
Go ahead.
You must know somebody because you have a good spot in both shows.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, Bart, nice to hear from you. Congratulations. I thought you were done. You can retire here for the rest of the year, but nope, you're doing it again. This next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Pomona Fairgrounds, the Bart Hall Boat Show. Thanks, Bart. Appreciate that.
I'll get you a commercial this week.
Go sell a bunch of boats. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more text messages, and more fun. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
This is Pete, and I hear it all the time. That Jim and Mary at Poway Valley Collision are amazing. I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, mentioned Let's Talk Hookup, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. At some point, your car will need a body repair, and I'm confident in saying it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your next car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. When you take your car or truck to Poway Valley Collision, the job and experience will be top-notch. Get it fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com. The sports shows are coming, and it's the best time to buy that new boat you've always wanted. West Coast Marine will have Parker and Camus boats along with North Star Inflatables at the Bart Hall Long Beach Show and the PCS Show in Costa Mesa this year with some of their most popular models of boats and Yamaha outboards. Owner Nick Kelly will be introducing the latest from Parker, the all-new 18 center console at the Bart Hall Show and the new 2420 Sport Cabin at the PCS Show. These are completely redesigned Parker built for our kind of fishing. West Coast Marine has a great inventory of Parker boats and Yamaha outboards at their shop on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, along with the finest service on Yamaha outboards and more. Nick will have several Yamaha-powered boats at the show available for you to check out. Be sure to go by the West Coast Marine booth at the Bart Hall Long Beach Show and the PCS Show in Costa Mesa, or stop by their Costa Mesa location and see their inventory of new and used boats and Yamaha outboards. Check westcoastmarine.com.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hard-working crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Join Captain Mike Totter, Chef Josh Evans as a new era begins for Searcher Sport Fishing. Mike and Josh will continue the legacy of excellent customer service, fantastic food, and an amazing crew. Book your fishing adventure now online at searchersportfishing.com or call Celia at 619-226-2403. Searchersportfishing.com, 619-226-2403.
The perfect day is my family and I on the boat, out on the waterway. I love it. Nothing but sun, snacks, fishing, and of course, life jackets for everyone. Save the ones you love. Life jackets save lives. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. What a busy day it has been on the phones. No surprise, talking Cedros Sport Fishing with Jeff and Rosie.
Yeah, so awesome. Mike Lum wanted me to remind you that Batson Rod custom raffle from Friends of Rollo, Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea, still going on. You still have a chance. You buy 5 grand raffle tickets, and you're entered into the rod raffle. Why not buy 10 or 20? Yeah. You know, and you get several chances to win those 6 custom rods built by Bill Batson, and they're going to be given away at the end of the PCS show, which is pretty awesome. So everybody, if you already bought tickets and you weren't in the raffle thing, you don't get in. So you have to buy some more raffle tickets so you can get into this chance to buy. But one of the prizes, Mike wanted me to remind you, is a trip to Cedros Sport Fishing, right?
Absolutely.
The grand raffle prizes.
Yes.
Yeah, the grand raffle prizes that will be given away at Day at the Docks in April will be a trip.
5-day.
It's a 5-day to Cedros Sport Fishing?
Yes,
that was so kind of you to donate that and take more kids fishing.
There you go.
Yeah, really fantastic.
There you go.
So
that's awesome.
That's one of the prizes, along with 29 other prizes, including long-range trips, $2,000 in gas to Summit Gasoline, like lots of great prizes. So if you want to buy the grand raffle, get in on this Batson Rod promotion, you just call Tim at 951-264-7382. Tim at 951-264-7382. Leave a message. Tim will get back to you, and he'll get you set up on your raffle tickets there and your chance to win those custom rods. Or you can email him at win@rollokids.org. WIN at RollowKids.org.
Hey, with that, speaking of long range and great trips, we had a great check-in from our good buddy Eric Sheets, who's on the Royal Polaris right now. And he said while the show started, he was pulling on a yellowfin, but that we were coming in loud and clear. But one of the reasons he texted us when he wanted to mention that Rosie, that he knew that there was 3 spots available on his trip in July. And he was checking in and saying a great show.
Yep, yeah, there are 3 spots. And my goodness, what a great group of people on there, and what a great group to go with.
Yeah.
So,
Eric Sheets, super fun. Is Cal going?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Cal's going too.
And Eric's son is going.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, the whole family is there. So, yeah, 3 spots. So, I mean, even if you're just a single or, you got a buddy with you, I mean, what a great trip.
Make some new friends.
There'll be 3 sheets.
There'll be 3 sheets to the wind.
I had to do it. My bad. My bad.
That's all good.
Ricky, you're going to set it up like kids going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Ricky went there.
Yeah, for sure. So that trip is, what are the dates?
Oh gosh, it's mid-July.
Mid-July, okay.
Yeah, and
So great. I mean, stellar time.
Oh my gosh.
Big time.
Yeah.
And they are at Lodge 2. So if you want to check out the Lodge 2 gig, that would be a great place to do it at. And it is July 17th through the 22nd.
There you go. How do you book a trip to Cedros Sportfishing?
You know what? I was just going to get into that. I was thinking about that when we were just talking about this. I'll be honest with you. You can book online.
Yeah.
But it's better to call me, because I'll be honest with you, as we're going through getting your booking information and your passport stuff, questions come up, and I like to, get them all answered before, you get going on this. So always give me a call, because you have more payment options that way. If you book online, you have to pay by credit card. If you call me, there's you can send a check, or you can pay by Zelle. So I'd rather talk to you and get all your questions answered.
And Rosie will develop a relationship with everybody, and it's nice because when you talk to somebody, then it's a little one-on-one, and then you just through conversation, you're so good at picking out things that somebody might not realize that they have a question of, or just through conversation stuff comes up, and little tidbits that you might not think about. Like, it's just better to go right to the source.
Absolutely. And I've got all these little tidbits of information that they might be a bunch of small things, but they're small things that can matter.
Totally.
You remember stuff. How do you do that?
I know.
mean, you remember people, you remember names and everything like that. It's you're like Brian Kiohara is like the other one that's a wizard
love Brian.
at knowing everybody's name the first day when he goes someplace, right?
I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And I love talking with people, and I just love all their life's experiences that they share with me. And a lot of these people have really become good friends. Being in the fish processing industry for so long, and those people that knew me in fish processing have just migrated to Cedros Sport Fishing, and some of these guys I've known for 25 plus years. Know their families, know their grandkids.
Sure,
it's a big family affair.
That's right.
Yeah,
good for you. Hey, Mike on the Tribute has a report. Good morning, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we're kind of here so far. I'm calling that trip. We drove for Yellowtail a little bit when we first got down here, just because of very slack conditions. We came out and did some red fishing. And if you look at our Facebook page, I don't have it on Instagram yet, but it's probably as good as it gets. Like it might actually be too good. We're almost limited out on reds here at 8:30 in the morning.
8:40 in the morning. That's great.
Slide off the spot.
It's really, really good. Flat, greasy calm. Bitch and sunrise this morning. Just, I mean, from start to finish so far. Nice, relatively light group. We got 20 guys on here, but the amount of doubles on reds, some chilies, a couple of Floridas, and Mexican rockfish to go with it, a few lingcod. But we're targeting a little bit deeper water here while we can. There's just literally no drift, and fishing probably deeper than some of these people would like, but it's paying off big time.
Oh, that is so cool. And we hear the sonar clicking. And so what's the plan once you get your limits there? What are you going to do?
Mark on that Pacific Voyager was down here last week. They had some yellowtail. There's a couple different high spots around here we might go take a look at. A couple of the other boats have just gotten down here, so we got a little bit of coverage. 61.5 degree water, though. It's plenty warm enough.
Wow.
But the amount of life down here. Like our first sonar deal of the morning, we got inundated with salmon grouper, whitefish, bonita, mackerel. It's there's life everywhere.
Nice.
That's so rad, man.
Really good. We'll have some time to look around, but yeah, this. Take a look at our Facebook page. It's Tribute Sport Fishing. But
we just did.
The red
Ricky just pulled that up.
We're all passing it around. You guys are crushing them.
Some huge reds down there, huh?
Yeah, I don't usually come up and look at the fish finder and see what depth we're in until they start complaining. I think we pulled our last one at 118 fathoms. So.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, you are making them work for it.
We're starting at 300 feet, so it's not like that the whole trip. But as you start dropping off the edge, you start seeing these bigger and bigger reds. We lost a couple of big wingcod, guys pulling on the way up. But you guys start going, man, it's getting deep, and all of a sudden they look at you and they're like, oh, this is a good one.
When you're posting pictures of a guy holding a knife jig with a big red hanging off the top hook and then another big red hanging off the bottom hook on the same lure, you know you're in the right spot.
Exactly.
That's usually a pretty good sign.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Mike, if somebody wants to go on a trip on the Tribute, are you going to be doing those from now on when the weather cooperates?
Yeah, right now every weekend. They're also Pete Support sponsored trips, which is always a great deal. Half off Pete Support beer and pizza. We just pulled on another 00 Reds.
Sweet.
Love it.
Right now they're listed as Baja freelance. So there is passport required. We're going to see how this goes. If we can find some more yellowtail, and there's always an option that if there is bluefin around, if we knock out a bunch of reds and get offshore or something, if there's anything to catch outside of it, we'll be doing it. So it's not, a lot of guys really wanted to see just the Collinet, and a lot of these guys on the boat are here just to be here, and it's working out phenomenally. Like, it's perfect. But if we do see anything off the bank, it might be we're not going to drive by them.
Fantastic.
I like it, Mike.
Hey, appreciate that, Mike. Thanks for the check, and keep getting them. It's always nice. Fishing has begun. The fishing season is officially here.
It's nice not doing boat work.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Mike. Thanks for the check. Appreciate that very much. Hey, the phones are packed, Rick. Let's jump into it.
It's always nice hearing that sonar click in the background, isn't it? It's my favorite.
We're back.
Exactly. Well, let's jump right back into them and talk to Joey calling from Inglewood this morning. Morning, Joey. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Rosie, it's Joey, Mission Bell Mafia.
Oh, yeah. As soon as they said Joey from Inglewood, I knew who was calling in. You bet. One of my favorite guys.
Yeah.
Joey celebrated his birthday with us last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a double hitter. I went July and October.
Yes, he did.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I just called in to commend you guys on the great job that you do from start to finish to beginning to end, and it's some of the best yellowtail fishing in the world.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's like I'll never forget when you guys first started coming with us. I think, everyone's like, it's my bucket list. And, man, between, Reggie and Joey and their group, man, Mission Bell Mafia, they're with us every year. Well, and that's another one of the boats that Jeff...
that you guys used to date on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When it had a fly bridge.
You're such a romantic. We're going to go on a date on the Mission Bell.
Exactly.
San Diego,
if she wanted to see me, she had to learn how to fish.
Right. That's basically it. So, yeah. But thank you, Joey. You are one of my biggest cheerleaders, and I always appreciate my cheerleaders because obviously I must be doing something right.
Yes,
Cedros Sportfishing must be doing something right for the biggest compliment I can get is people like Joey that go out and say, you need to go with Rosie. You need to call Rosie. Yeah. It's like, okay, right on. Thank you. Nice. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, Joey.
But guys like Joey and Reggie who are so hardcore about yellowtail fishing at home and charter the boat and go all the time. I mean, I'm sure Joey would say like it's the dream location. If you like surface iron yellowtail fishing, it is heaven on earth.
If you like calico bass fishing,
oh my God,
on the plastic.
Absolutely.
If you like catching one on bait, it's a dream location.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Who likes that? Get out of here.
Come on.
Well, and the next thing we're working on with Joey is bringing his son down. So we've talked about that, and it's time to get that generation coming up and learning all the ropes and Cedros.
Fantastic. Hey, thanks a lot for the call. You have a great text.
I thought so for sure. It says, good morning, guys. This is Raina from Irvine. My question is, I love calico bass fishing, and I'd like to know what you guys feel is the best time of year to target calico bass. Also, since you mentioned traveling on the light side with gear, what are the best lures needed for calico bass fishing? Do you guys provide anything in the terms of lures, and what could you recommend is the best calico bass options? It's from Raina.
Well, definitely June has been, I guess maybe it's the spawning season there, and those calicos are quite active and big, and I mean, I had never seen calico bass boil until I went to Cedros and seeing all those tails just flopping around up there. It was just an amazing sight to
fun,
see.
Isn't it?
Or even catching a yellowtail on surface iron.
Oh, my God.
That was just...
Or how about catching a yellowtail on a plastic while you're fishing calico bass?
Oh, my gosh. No
40
kidding.
pounders.
Yes.
So rad.
Right?
And you got to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you line up on that. So, but I would say, we get calicos year round.
Yeah.
We really do. So any time of the year for that. And as far as what to use tackle wise, that I always refer to that to
whatever
Jeff and
you
Ricky.
love fishing calicos here in San Diego or up and down the coast. Works really well down there.
Yeah.
So
one thing Corey always says: don't fish anything less than 40.
I totally agree.
As your top shot.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. The north end of the island where the big flat area is for kelp, Corey got me hooked on fishing the big slugs.
Yeah.
And so, I went with, 60-pound Spectra and a 60-pound leader and threw the big banana yellow slug on top of the kelp, and I got my butt handed to me a couple of times by yellows.
That's cool.
And so it's like a proverbial box of chocolates. If you want to fish yellows or if you're going to fish calicos, you can fish the any kind of surface iron. Just slow the crank down a little bit, and you'll catch bass. You'll catch sometimes bonito will come through there or barracuda.
I don't think anything will get you a bite better than a 5-inch MC swim bait and a 1-ounce lead head. That's always going to be probably your number one bite producer. But plastics. Corey makes a very durable swim bait, but swim baits are swim baits, and the longevity is not going to be the same as a surface iron or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think a 5-inch swim bait will always be your number one in terms of just getting a bite, because even if you're on it there at a time when the current is not pushing real hard and the fish are not super high up chasing baits around and they're a little bit lower in the water column, you can pothole that thing anywhere, take your reel out of gear and let that thing just fall down a kelp stalk, and you're going to get a bite on the sink with a 5-inch swim bait anywhere in that island.
Absolutely.
But you got to take a few more of them because you are going to burn through some tails, and then trying to decide, if you're somebody like Raina that loves calico bass fishing, trying to decide the number to take, that becomes the problem, and you just need to base that on how much bass fishing you want to do. Some people want to go down there like Joey and target big yellows all day long and maybe do some calico bass fishing, and then other people want to calico bass fish their butts off and maybe catch a few yellows incidental to their bass fishing, and that's just going to have to dictate how much you bring on the plastic side of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, good one. Hey, let's jump back in the phones.
All right, how about we talk to Dan from West Covina this morning? Hey, Dan, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good to be back and talking with you, Rick and Pete. So thanks for having me on. And Rosie and Jeff, I've been hearing about your operation. I have been to Cedros a couple times before, but was other operations. And you kind of answered my question about what sets you apart from some of the others. And so it makes me kind of look forward to going back down there and doing that again. So one of the months you mentioned it would be good to go. I found October was a good month to go. I was there a couple of years ago, and it was excellent.
Yeah,
and they were talking about the Dorado and yellowfin and stuff.
Yeah, when I came on the scene, Cedros Sportfishing was, trying to build business. And, we basically started small trips that weren't full at the end of June and barely went to the end of September. Well, with marketing and knowing people and expanding our schedule, and when we only had one lodge, we were starting at the end of May and going into November, and the only reason we stopped in November was because people were getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we need to do those back-to-back trips. But the fishing...
So now the season goes from when to when?
We go from the end of May, and I will keep booking into November if people sign up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if the trips get full, I will add a trip. Okay. And I will go into November. But, you're right. The fishing in October, November, it's definitely been one of Jeff's favorite times to go. The weather seems to be really... Weather. Yeah, the weather is nice. More variety of the fish. So, yeah, October is great. I used to have people say, well, I don't want to go in September or October. And I said, well, why?
Yeah, it's the best time.
Why? It's great.
We have a real quick one here. Thanks a lot for the call this morning from Rodney, and he's up in the 805, and he says, this show is the best way to start my Saturday morning. I'm not out on the water. Wondering if Rick could recommend a surface iron setup for Cedros. He says, I'm looking forward to planning my first trip to Cedros sport fishing.
Real quick. CalStar GG90J, a Shimano Tranx 500, and a Salas 7X Lite.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeff's got thumbs up on that.
Everywhere.
Tranx 500 is for the guy.
My reel.
It's like, and what do you fill it with?
I do 80-pound Max Quattro.
Yep. Okay.
And a little
Jeff's saying
and like a little piece of 80-pound Seaguar Gold.
Like just enough outside the guy.
Exactly,
right?
like a 3-foot piece of it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah. Now I could go, being surface iron gear junkie, we could talk forever about all the different outfits and the other ways you could set it up. But real quick, a fantastic Cedros outfit. That's it. You're going to be so stoked with it.
Absolutely.
Okay. There you go. Thanks for the text. It was a good way to wrap.
Yeah, no doubt, buddy. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including finding out who's going to the PCS show and riding on the San Diego. You got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way in the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Get ready for the most exciting sports show of the year, the giant 14th Annual Pacific Coast Sport Fishing, Tackle, Boat, and Travel Show, March 7th to the 10th at the OC Fair and Event Center in Costa Mesa. Check out hundreds of sport fishing exhibitors, manufacturers, tackle dealers, fishing boats, and fishing resorts taking up all 7 halls at the fairgrounds. 217,000 square feet, plus fantastic seminars and a free kids trout pond. Backed by popular demand, the PCS show also has freshwater to cover bass and trout. Learn from some of the top names in the sport fishing industry, from catching giant bluefin, swordfish, calico bass, and more. Take advantage of incredible show specials from major tackle retailers and boat dealers. Talk to the top fishing travel destinations. 4 full days, Thursday, March 7th to Sunday, March 10th. The 14th Annual Pacific Coast Sport Fishing, Tackle, Boat, and Travel Show at the OC Fair and Event Center in Costa Mesa. Don't miss it.
The PCS show is coming, and we will have an awesome display at the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out in the wildly popular saltwater building at the PCS show at the OC Fairgrounds in Costa Mesa, where we will feature the Shimano lineup of rods, reels, and lures, like Talica reels, Terramar rods, and the Hot Current Sniper lures. And as always, our expert staff will help you select that perfect Shimano setup for the fish you want to pursue. For saltwater tackle at the PCS show, your best shop is the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth.
This is Bob Hoots at Costa Sunglasses. Visual signs are a critical part of my fishing program, from bay bass to bluefin. I wear Costas to see what's out there. Costas are built with advanced polarization technology with our 580 lens, designed to cut through the sun's glare while providing enhanced color to see more fish. Costa was founded by a group of anglers wanting a high-performance lens for every fishing application. Costa has a West Coast style frame and lens for your adventures. CostaSunglasses.com.
In San Diego, the future belongs to everyone. So Ford engineered the truck of the future for everyone, the Ford F-150, available with a Pro Power onboard generator. What a great addition for anglers. There's also a variety of cab configurations for whatever you need to haul. The truck of the future isn't created for just a few, it's created for us who love the ocean and the outdoor life. Ford F-150. Test drive one at your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. All right, it's time to do the honors. Rosie's going to flip the prize coin, see who's winning that trip on the San Diego and the PCS. We have a texter today. Congratulations, Paul in Fountain Valley. You are going to ride a full-day trip on the San Diego, and you're getting 2 tickets to the PCS show again, coming up Costa Mesa Fairgrounds, March 7th through the 10th.
Right down the street from him.
Yeah, you're stoked, bro.
There you go. All right. Hey, Rosie and Jeff, such a great show. You guys are so popular. Phones have been packed. We got 100 texts.
I love it.
Couldn't get to. Thank you to everybody for calling and your patience on the phones. Thank you to everybody for your texts. We really appreciate it. We don't only get to so many, but we keep them coming, because that's what keeps it. You are the stars on this show, the texters and the callers. So keep them coming. Thank you very much. But you're the star today, Rosie and Jeff. And how do we get you if we want to go fishing at Cedros?
You know, really, just give me a call. The best way is just to give me a call at 619-7 888-772-7570. We'll get all your questions answered and find the right trip for you.
Wow, fantastic. So once again, call, or you can book online if you don't for some reason want to talk to Rosie. I don't know why. So if you're not answering, just leave a message.
Yeah, usually I'm on another call, but it's great to get on cedrosportfishing.com. I through the schedule, make a plan, give me a call, and we'll get you dialed in.
Yeah, and you have those spots in August, prime time.
We got prime spots in August.
And you can go with Eric Sheets and Cal Sheets in July.
Got 3 spots.
You can go in October. You can go in September. Every month has some spots available.
Absolutely.
But they won't last, especially with PCS coming.
Exactly.
Everything's going to go away.
And still from the Bart Hall show, too. I mean, I still have people that are getting dialed in. So, look at it.
You had a ton of people booking from the Bart Hall.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so
great job.
Get on it. Get there for sure. Hey, thanks for listening today. Thanks to Christian for all he does on the boards there. Busy phones today, and we kept him busy today. Thank you very much. And thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Mr. Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle is going to be here. We're going to be talking about fishing tackle.
Yeah.
And then their big booth at the PCS show and a whole lot more. So we'll see you tomorrow morning right back here, 7 to 9 a.m. on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.